What's going on, guys? Welcome back to your Lake Fork Guide. Hey man, we're here on Lake Fork. It's spring. We had a full moon a couple days ago. It's March and the water has warmed up early for the beginning of March. That all means it is sight fishing season. So we're gonna go hunt them up and catch them up. That's what we do when we're sight fishing. We go hunting and then we catch them. They've been on beds pretty good here lately. Y'all probably gonna want to stay tuned. I'd be willing to bet you're gonna see some big fish get plucked off beds. And oh yeah, we're gonna try to give you some really in-depth details on how we go about strategically catching these fish off beds at Lake Fork. I'm just looking at one right there. I'm distracted, so y'all stay tuned. Yo-wee! There she is. So the first part of sight fishing, especially on Lake Fork or any lake for that matter, is finding them. You got to find them first. And you can see bright spots and holes way up in this grass on Lake Fork, and you will find some fish up in that. And those fish are really easy to see. The thing about Lake Fork is we get so much pressure, everybody knows that. So really the key is, if you can, to having bedfish success, one of the biggest keys is to find the fish that other people don't. And right now, the situation we're in, the water's clearing up a little bit day by day. If you get in the right pockets, we're just getting now to where right there I can see the bottom on the outside edge of this junk. Now there's gonna be fish spawning in holes in there, and every once in a while there'll be a big one. Yeah, that's worth fishing for. But if I can find the fish that are out here, like there's a bright spot, I don't know if the camera will show it, I doubt it very seriously, but there's a little brown spot right here. I'm talking about in the water right in front of me. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going right down the edge and getting literally almost on top of these fish. Here's the other thing. If there was a fish on that and he stays with my boat this close and he stays on that bed or just swims off a little bit and then goes back to it, I don't even need to see that fish to catch it. I can then back off away from that fish and just flip to that bed where I marked it. I can mark that bed on a piece of grass behind it or whatever, line up exactly where that pinpoint spot is, and just flip there over and over and over again. And usually within about 5, maybe 10 minutes tops, you'll catch that fish. Those fish that aren't getting flipped for, they're like all the other bass that are spawning on other lakes. Those fish that are up in that junk are not like other spawning bass on other lakes. They are hard to catch when everybody's flipping for them. So right now I'm going right down the edge. I'm getting right on top of these fish, looking for subtle shadows and movements in those beds. And if one will stay around that bed and show himself to me a little bit and stay around when the boat's on top of him, I've got confidence that I can catch that fish. Can't see anything, but I'm pretty sure that fish's bed is right out here. So it's gonna be the first flip to it. And we're just gonna work it to the edge of that grass and drop it in. You'll notice I pitched past there and swam the bait in. I'll show y'all how I do that on the next flip. Right now I'm just lightly shaking. Look how little my hand's actually moving. And also notice I'm just shaking the slack in my line. You don't want to move that bait forward. You want to let that bait sit in that bed and kind of shimmy and shake without sliding forward in the bed as little as possible. Take it out of the bed. I always like to hop it and snap it when I take it out of the bed, just to have sudden, sharp, quick movements. I think those fish respond better to that kind of stuff. I meant to show you the thumb and drag there, but I didn't. Oh, okay. That fish must have bumped it with its tail or slightly picked it up and pushed it forward and dropped it, because my bait kind of came towards me right there. But watch my hand right here. So I'll do what I call a thumb and drag. So I throw it well past the bed, thumb it, and drag it right on the surface till it's right at the back of the bed. Then I can slide it right in where I want it. And that just ensures me that I get it placed exactly in the back of the bed. If you try to pitch right to a spot, man, it's really difficult to be that pinpoint to hit it on the very back corner of the bed every time. And you always want to get that bait in the back of the bed and shimmy it and work it and let it slide down through that bed. That's how I like to do it. So right now I've started out here where I can see absolutely nothing. I can't see the bed, I can't see the fish. I'm just going based off of memory, trying to mark off a piece of grass up there where that bed was. Now it's pretty hard to get right sometimes, unless if you got stumps in the water and they're next to it or something, that's a lot easier. But this one's kind of difficult to get lined up exactly, because it all kind of looks the same. It's all just that grass, and it's kind of hard to get it lined up when you're up there and then you come back out here, different perspective. It's hard to make sure that you're lined up exactly correctly on that. So I may slide in just a little bit to see if I can at least see the bed. I don't want to see the fish. I just want to at least see the little light spot so that I know I'm pitching in the perfect spot. Go. So this is just a good solid sized male bass that has just pulled up on that deeper bed. And like I said, we weren't here very long. I was actually talking to a guy I know who's fishing right across from me over there, but flipped in there and that fish just picked up and walked off with it. So about 5 minutes usually, maybe 10 minutes. If you'll find those deeper beds, they're just a lot easier to bite. I mean, I'm looking, I've got my hook hole and nothing else. So that fish is just pulled in. That's a male bass. And that's a good sized male. And when he gets a female partner on that deeper bed, it'll be a big one guaranteed. So cool looking fish, got some black spots on him. All right, so found another one out off the deeper edge. Again, had the boat right on top of it. It didn't move. This one doesn't look very big, but it looks stuck. And the reality of our situation today is we've got to be gone by 11 or 11:30. So we've only got like 3 hours to catch all these bedfish for you. So anyone that I feel like is going to stay around and I can catch, we're going to try to catch it kind of regardless of size, unless it's just super tiny. But just to show you guys kind of how to do it, because when you find the big ones doing this, it works the exact same way. But you'll see this probably won't take very long either. Found that fish on a deeper bed. This is a fish that you know, other guys are just missing and not fishing for. And you can get right on top of them, and that tells you a lot about their behavior. If they're willing to stare down a 20-foot bass boat, man, they'll probably bite you cricket pretty quick. You know, that's kind of the deal. There you go, little male. But that was maybe 3 or 4 flips. I mean, just right away. And that's, I knew he was little. I saw that he was little, but like I said, we ain't got much time, so we're trying to make sure we catch a few. Hopefully we can catch 7 or 8 real fast, then we'll go looking for a big one or two for y'all. All right, so we got a male and a female on this bed. The female's acting a little more wandering, but I made one pitch in there and the male bit it and spit it real quick, so this should go down pretty quick. If nothing else, it should go down pretty quick on the male. By the way, right there, if you make a bad pitch and it's going to land right on top of the bed, grab it and pull it back before it lands like I just did. Throw it past, swim it in. Male's in there right now. I can't see the female. Missed that a little bit more to the right than I wanted to be there. Oh, female's poking her head in. That's good. That's a good sign. It's hard to say from this distance and how little I'm seeing of these fish how big this female is, but it's long enough to cover the bed. It's not a real great big bed, but it's long enough to cover the whole bed, that's for sure. Male just flipped down on it. So right now the female's in there, so even if the male were to bite it, I'd probably, now the female's down on it. If I knew for sure the male had bit it, I would probably try to let him spit it out, because I want to catch the female. And if I can do that by shaking off the male, I will. All right, female is staying in. I'm presenting the bait to her. It's right around her. She just swam out. She kicked out right there. So I may hit her with the line or something. She acted a little spooky there. Boys. It may not sound like it, but as many times as I've done this, I am shaking like a leaf on the inside right now, fellas. Oh, I think that male just slapped at it. The male don't look like a half bad fish. He's decent, I think. Come on. Just in and out. Notice how quick I'm going in and out of this bed. I don't leave it in there very long. Get it in there, shake it, let them look at it. If they don't want to commit to it, I yank it out and pop it right back in there. Male. So little male, maybe he'll be a little more reluctant to bite now. And judging by what he looked like versus what she looks like, I say she's at least a 5 or 6 pounder minimum, but it's hard to say from here. So there's the male. Now, once I've caught him, he should be more reluctant to get on the bed and be aggressive. He's a brand new one too, by the way. And a lot of times you catch it and just let the male go. That allows the female to be comfortable that her partner's back there, but he will not get up and protect the bed as well. And a lot of times that is when she will then get up there and bite. I've heard of guys live welling fish to make the female bite. In my opinion, it doesn't work nearly as well as simply letting the male go and letting him get back up there. A lot of times if you don't let that male go, that female just won't ever get comfortable enough to get back up on that bed, and you'll lose her altogether. She'll quit showing up at all. She'll just wander off on you. So now we have wind ripple and I can't see the bed at all. So of course, perfect. I gotta hope that I'm pitching in the right spot now. Before I could at least see the light spot of the bed. There she is, right on the next flip. She got on there to protect that bed. Oh, she's bigger than that. She's bigger than I thought she was. That's a big old joker. Oh, at least she's pulling hard. Keep her down. She's fat. She just pulled in. Here we go, boat flip. Yeah, look how fat. That's what Lake Fork in the springtime is all about, folks at home. Holy cow. Short and fat, not a long fish. Only thing wrong with that one, her head's too close to her butt, boys. That is a daggum beauty though. Probably about a 6 pounder, I'd say. Maybe 6.5. I don't know what she'd weigh. She might go up higher than that because she's so thick. That makes a big difference on them. That's a beautiful fish. Man, that's awesome. So as you guys are seeing, man, we've got a pocket that is just loaded with some good bedfish this morning. And, you know, we always try to come up with ways to help people catch more and bigger fish. We've always been about that at your Lake Fork Guide. Some are free, some are guide trips, some are somewhere in between. And this falls into the in-between category. We've got the Fish Life app, and it's spelled with a Y, L-Y-F-E. The links are in the description if you want to find it. But what the Fish Life app is we have different lakes on there. But for Lake Fork, every single month I put new fresh waypoints on there. A minimum of 20 waypoints are on there at all times, and they're always getting updated every single month. So as these fish move throughout the year and change patterns throughout the year, those spots on that app change throughout the year with them. And what you're going to find is a waypoint just like this pocket you're seeing us catch all these bedfish in. That's on the app, so you're going to be able to see that waypoint in that pocket, know that there's spawning bass in there, know that we've been sight fishing and catching them like that, and you will be able to go right in there and look for bedfish. It'll just cut your learning curve down. You can come to a lake as big as Fork, especially if you're from out of town or don't get to come out here a lot for whatever reason. Man, trying to figure out where these fish are on this lake can be an overwhelming task, and that's what the Fish Life app is designed to do. Now, we have it for many lakes: Sam Rayburn, Toledo Bend, Ray Roberts, Louisville, O.H. Ivy, Amistad, Texoma, Lake of the Pines, there's a bunch of lakes on there in our region here in the state of Texas. So go check that out. And on every lake, there's a guy like me that's on the water every single week, updating those spots on every single lake package that we have. So check out the Fish Life app, the premium package list. If you're coming to Lake Fork, I highly suggest you get that one. I'm going to put some more spawning pockets on there tonight when I get home. It's constantly getting updated, and I think you guys will be really pleased with how much it'll help you catch more and bigger fish. All right, so you guys see how easy it is to catch them when you find those deeper beds, man. Those deeper beds that nobody's flipped for. Neither one of those fish has seen a bait yet. It took 5 minutes to catch both of those fish, one of them being a really good one that anybody'd be happy to have anytime, right? So that's really the whole point of today's video, is showing you guys how to go about bed fishing on Lake Fork specifically. These fish receive a different level of pressure. They're just a lot more finicky. Being subtle with your bait, swimming it in instead of landing it in the bed, getting on deeper beds, finding fish that other people aren't looking for or aren't seeing. Man, that's such a key component out here. And all the guys that are good at sight fishing out here, you know, the Zach Hugheses of the world, Eric Wright's been a great sight fisherman over the years out here. Man, these guys we all do the same things. We all find the fish that other people aren't throwing. That's the biggest key component, makes it easier. And then if you do that, you tie in, being subtle, keeping that bait in the same place and shaking it. It's really not hard to do once you do all those things. So if you guys want to know, this is a stroker crawl from 6th Sense. It doesn't have to be a stroker crawl. It can be a rage crawl. It could be a bandito bug. It could be a speed crawl from Zoom. Berkley makes one called a rocket crawl, I think, or they used to. All those are fun. Here's what I want. I want appendages that swim, and I want a compact bait so they don't have much to grab without getting the hook. Other than that, Zach Hughes taught me this little trick with the bead years ago. Put a little red bead on there. There's something about red, just draws them in on the bed, and then this right here is the key component. Listen. So when I'm in there shaking that thing, like you guys see me shaking, it's going tick, 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 tick. That gives it a little extra drawing power. You have to retie a lot with a glass bead because it will chafe your line and slowly nick away at your line on that glass bead, and you'll have break-offs if you don't retie a whole bunch. I just retied this one and got me a new bait. So let's go find another one. Just another little male bass sitting up there, guys. Like I said, we're gonna stop on all the easy ones to catch because we ain't got a lot of time today. We're trying to do what we can. Same thing though, a little deeper bed. It was willing to stay when my boat was right next to it. Easy fish to catch. Oh, he come off. That's the old one flipper. The one flipper. Oh no. Here's something that happens, look here. That weight banging around on there, and I've had this weight on here for days, or this bead on here for days, but the top of it says flat, it's chipped, the glass chipped. Now once that happens, it's gonna shred your line. You've got to change that bead right away once it gets a chip in it. It will cause major issues. And that sucks, because that fish is ready to bite. He's got it. Oh, it's a big one too. Swam out. As I swam it out, it chased it down and ate it. Holy cow, it's a big one. Yo-wee. Oh man, it's a big old joker. What do you think? What do you think, Princess?
Put it back.
Let it go? Don't get away from the trolling motor and stuff.
Of course, it's a big one.
I tried to talk Princess into catching this one. She didn't want to. Boat flip that big old thing. That's a stud, boys.
That was supposed to be my fish.
You turned it down. You said no. What an awesome fish. Big old giant. So as you guys can see, man, this place is just, Lake Fork sure is special, man. There's so much of this swimming around. We got the moon phase. We're 2 days after it now. Tomorrow should actually be better than today, but there's more females pulling up, and it gets better as the day goes on. We've been in this pocket now for about an hour and a half, and these females are just starting to get in here. We'll have to leave early today, but as the day goes on, more and more of these, and even bigger than this, will show up with these males that are in here. It's just an unbelievable fishery, man. Unbelievable. Hey guys, wanted to take a moment today to introduce you to the LGB rod series. These are the rods that you've been seeing on the channel for quite some time now. We designed these last summer, and we've been fishing for them for quite a while. Been selling them since the end of the summer, and man, these rods have come out just, they've exceeded all the expectations I ever could have had for them. Number one, the blanks are actually made here in America. That's extremely rare and difficult to find blanks that are truly built right here in the good old USA. That means something to me. Hopefully it means something to y'all as well, but it's what I want to stand for. American made product right here, and it's the LGB series, because you know what? We talking about America. Let's go Brandon, if you know what I mean. Hey, these rods are, like I said, blanks built here in America. They're assembled one at a time by hand right here at Lake Fork by an individual that I work with, and I've designed all of these links and powers and everything on these rods I've designed myself to be the best rod that I've ever fished in
they've hit that mark, guys. I've been fortunate enough to work with several different rod companies over the years, and I've had a lot of really expensive rods in my hands. This one tops them all. We've got carbon fiber grips are our standard option. You can change that grip option in our custom option on the website. But we've got these carbon fiber grips. That's the lightest grip I've been able to find. It makes the rod extremely light, along with the blanks that we're using in the construction. Very light rod, very sensitive. But here's the deal that I'm probably most proud of. These rods have a lot of power. They're very tough. And number one, they're very durable. So far, we've sold quite a few rods now, and we have had 0 complaints, 0 emails, 0 people hitting us up saying, hey, this blank broke, or this guide fell off, or insert popped. We've had 0 component failure and 0 breakage on any of our rods. And that's probably the thing I'm most proud of, because here at Your Lake Fork Guide, when we come out with a product, we want you guys to be able to trust that you're getting the best money can buy. We want, you know, if we're going to release something, we want it to be a top-notch product. And I really feel like we've done that here. Not only did these rods perform as good as any on the market, but man, they hold up as good or better than any on the market. So go check out the LGB rods from Your Lake Fork Guide at yourlakeforkguide.com, or you can go see them in person at the tackle store at Lake Fork Marina. Let's go, Brandon.
Pretty good one. Pretty good one. Get up here. Nice one. Nice one. Little chunk. Not bad. Not bad it is. So easy when you do it right, man. Especially when you get on these new ones that are coming. Look how clean that fish's belly is. How clean her tail is. Like he or she, probably just a big male there. I mean, they're just getting to these beds. And man, it sure does make it easy when you get on them like that. Get up there, Megan. Another good one. Golly. That joker is mad. That's what a fresh bedfish, that's a fresh bedfish's attitude. They get angry very quickly and they don't give up very easy. And there's only one hole in his mouth as well. That's a big old solid male right there. That's the only one I'm seeing on bed, so I assume it's a male that just got here. These male bass can be kind of thick and fat like that, especially when they first get in here, because these fork fish just got a lot to eat. But that's just a big solid male right there. Hopefully in the next couple days we can see his girlfriend, because I bet she will be a straight dandy.
Hey guys, with the recent rise in water level Lake Fork, we're back up to about 2.5 foot low at this point. And hey man, that's good news for the Your Lake Fork Guide Pro lanes. Now last year, when they draw the lake down to 6 foot, I idled to every corner of Lake Fork, marking navigation lanes throughout Lake Fork. And now that we're above 3 foot low, you can navigate to just about every corner of Lake Fork using Your Lake Fork Guide Pro lanes. We have multiple running depths at 6 foot low as well as 3 foot low. We also have hazard waypoints, over 1,500 of them. Whenever hazards get close to the lane, we've got them marked on there, so you'll know if you want to take the risk to run that, how tight it is, how wide it is. You'll have all the information that you need to navigate Lake Fork just like a pro.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for us today, man. Hope you enjoyed that, man. It was cool. I tried to find a few more for you guys. Ran down the lake a ways, went to another pocket, and water was a little more off-colored back there. But what was worse was just the angle of the wind coming in was putting more ripple on the water, and that affects your ability to see them. And also, just the sun glare angle that I had in this pocket that I came, it was pretty tough to see them. You get a lot of that glare on the water, you get a ripple, man, it gets tough to see them. And that is as much of the battle at Lake Fork right now as anything, is getting into areas where you can see fish better. As you saw, when we were able to see those fish in deeper water, find the flat, calm, like you saw this morning, even though it was gray and cloudy, slick, calm, as far as wind ripple goes, so there's no ripple on the water distorting my view. And also that water was just a little bit cleaner where I could see a little bit deeper. When you can find those type of areas where you can see those fish deeper and see down to the bottom in a little bit deeper water, it can make all the difference in the world. We started about 7:30, 8 o'clock, and we had about 25-pound bag. As you guys saw, that was all caught by around 10 o'clock. So
It's about 11. We need to get out of here. We got some stuff we got to go do off the water today. So unfortunately, we can't stay out here because the sun is just now popping out. It's right at 11 o'clock and the sun's popping out. And it's killing me that I have to leave, because I know with these fish pulling up and pairing up the way we've seen already this morning, if I were to stay this afternoon, we would be able to absolutely mash on them. But you guys get the point. Hopefully this video helps you guys out. Man, cover a lot of water when you're sight fishing. That's another thing. We'll do some more in depth. We got a seminar coming up that we're going to film this weekend that you guys will see down in Waco, Texas at a tackle store called Throw It Again Tackle. We're going to go super in depth on the bed fishing stuff there, as far as gear and techniques and just every little thing you can think of for sight fishing. So, but hopefully this video will give y'all some Lake Fork specific help, because as you can see, there's some special fish to be caught out here when they get to doing their thing. It's awesome, man. I'm having so much fun in my job right now, and I'm only able to do this job because of all you guys that watch these videos. That's why we work so hard trying to help you in these videos. So, man, thank you guys sincerely so very much for watching. We'll see you next time right here on your Lake Fork Guide.